right. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to our May 8th webinar, 2024 ILTACON, Preparing for the Exhibition. As a friendly reminder, this call is being recorded and will be distributed to everybody later this week so that you can go back and watch it. I am joined today by our wonderful business partner team, Sharon Stewart, Ashley Kowitz, and Courtney Oliver. Also joining us is our tech manager, our IT manager, Ian McCormick, and our SVP of Service Delivery, Dawn Hudgens. To get us started, we want to run over some important dates with you. These are some really key deadlines that you'll want to pay attention to as you prepare for your experience at ILTACON. First, in June, we've got the deadline to submit our COIs. Really important you get those in by the 28th to make sure that we're compliant with all of our partners. And then on the 30th, we have our deadline to request function space and also the deadline to purchase most of our sponsorship opportunities. In July, on the 10th, all graphic deliverables are due. We'll get into that in a minute here, but we're talking about clings and banners. By the 10th, we're going to need all of those graphics due. And then on the 11th, our housing block does close. So keep in mind, make sure you get your housing reservations made. Again, we'll touch on that in a minute. July 24th, we have another webinar, What to Expect at ILTACON. And then July 25th, ILTACON registration closes and will reopen on site August 11th. Taking a look at space requests, I know a lot of you are wanting to host an event during ILTACON. Some of you may host events in your booth, your demo room, your hospitality suite, perhaps in a restaurant, a ballroom space. We love that. Please use this link to request the meeting space. Our events team will take a look at that and get back to you and get you in touch with a point of contact at the hotel so you can begin that planning process. Please note that we are currently taking reservations and starting the planning for these special events that are taking place in the outlets, the restaurants of the hotel. And then the meeting space events that are taking place in the ballrooms, those will be assigned a hotel contact the week of May 20th. And then again, as a friendly reminder, the deadline to request this meeting space is June 30th. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that form link here in the chat for you. Just as a reminder, in case you're wondering where to request that meeting space. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Ashley so she can talk to us about COIs and graphics.
Hello, everyone. As you know, in our contracts that we send out for all of our corporate sponsorships from Silver to ILTA Maxes, we do have it outlined in there that we do need the COIs. We do need to have one listed as ILTA as a certificate holder and one listing the Gaylord as a certificate holder. Your BP representative will be sending out email shortly with these requirements as well as samples of these two certificates. The deadline is June 28th, but we truly encourage you to submit earlier than later, just because there are times that we do have to go back with some edits to the certificates just to make sure everything is compliant. So just be on the lookout for an email coming shortly from your BP representative. And then any questions, please feel free to reach out to us as well. And then I just want to also highlight the importance of the deadlines for any graphics. So with these, we do have a deadline of July 10th. We will be getting those specs out to you as soon as we receive payment for your sponsorship graphic that you have purchased. We do encourage you to definitely submit earlier, just so that way in case there's any edits to it once we submit it to FedEx, just to make sure everything is good to go. Delays in having these submissions like past the 10th can be costly, because then you can incur costs for anything that has to be sort of rushed or done on site. So definitely stick to the July 10th deadline. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to your BP representative or to Courtney, but we look forward to making your event a success.
Thank you, Ashley. All right, next we're going to redirect our attention to the exhibitor dashboard. And I really can't emphasize how important it is for you to get into the exhibitor dashboard, familiarize yourself with it. This is going to be a place where a lot of information is going to live for you. In order to access it, you can go to the ILTA, the website I have here. It's also dropped in the chat for you in order to access it. And really together, I just want to take a second and take a look at it to help familiarize you with everything that you can find in this dashboard. So along the top here, we have some key quick links for you. So we have our checklist for success. Please take a look at this. It's a fantastic resource for you to go through. And it's organized by the months for you to make sure that you are getting everything, all your ducks in a row for ILTACON. Fantastic tool for you. We've been asked for this, so we're happy to start delivering it. We also have our floor plan quick link. Want to take a minute to just talk about this. We are pretty much sold out of booths. We are sold out of booths. So we're in the process of adding some additional space, some additional rows of booths to our floor plan. Really exciting, good problem to have, but please keep in mind, if you haven't assigned your booth yet, please do that ASAP. And we're just so excited for the participation that's come through. Once we are able to add in some additional booths here and those go, we will have to stop booth sales. So again, really exciting. There's a link here to show you the additional information webinars that will be coming through. And then also a link to our prospectus. This is really important, especially as you're working through some of those graphic purchases that you've done. You can find all of the specs in here that's going to show you exactly what you need your graphics to be in. Over on the right-hand side, this is going to be all dates that you want to take a look at. So those that are, in bold, black are upcoming. Those that are in gray, obviously, are past. And right below those, we have some great examples of those certificates of insurances that you're going to need to provide. As a reminder, you have to provide both versions, one listing Gaylord Opryland as a certificate holder and the other listing ILTA. Please, please, please get those in no later than June 28th. As Ashley mentioned, the earlier, the better. Then underneath our quick links over on the left side of the page, we have some great resources for you to check out. First, we have the comp benefit badges area. I'm going to skip over this because Ian's going to talk us through it. But then we get into booth services. This is pretty key, and make sure you're checking back frequently for updates. We are waiting on a couple of links from our vendor providers that are going to be key for you in setting up your booth, your demo rooms, your hospitality suites, et cetera. So AV, the on-site provider, is Encore. They can help you outfit your booth, demo room, hospitality suite with monitors, microphones, speakers, et cetera. And we'll be getting a link from them in the next week that will be available here. Food and beverage, please keep in mind that the Gaylord Opryland is the exclusive provider for all food and beverage in all areas of the hotel. You absolutely cannot bring in any outside food and beverage, including candy, baked goods, alcohol, nothing. It all has to be purchased through the hotel. Those with a demo room or a space request, whether it's in the ballrooms or the outlets, you will be assigned a point of contact from the hotel, and they will help you through that process. And additionally, we've got a site coming where you'll be able to order food and beverage as well through the hotel. Furnishings such as custom furniture, sofa, coffee tables, furnishings for your exhibit booth, all of that can be purchased through GES. They are our decorator and exhibit hall manager. So we will have the link to Espresso by May 27th. So again, take a look back at this page as more links are coming as they become available from our vendors. Encore will also be supporting all rigging. So if you have rigging needs, you can go ahead and click here to begin that request and get an estimate. And then finally, for technology, we are really excited to be bringing back Click to ILTACON. We've got an introductory video on the Click platform, which covers lead retrieval, sharing contacts, all of that good stuff. So check out that video. We'll have more being posted here as we get closer to the conference dates. Next, we have forms, all kinds of forms that you may come across. So again, that space request form, the directory listing form is really important. We're going to be pulling the information that we have in our system for you. So if you've had any update to your company description, directory changes, logo, make sure you go into our directory listing form and provide that information so that we can make sure your company is up to date, both in our internal system, but then also on our mobile app and in the Click system as well. If you've purchased a masterclass or a company update, you can find the forms to submit your details there. Again, just a lot of options for you to take a look at that you're going to have to be submitting these details. Future dates are covering our ILTACONs for future. Next year, we will be in National Harbor, and then we'll be back in Nashville for 2 years after that. So we've got some housing resources for you. And then lastly, kind of a catch-all. So any questions that you may have, take a look here. We've got links to our housing team, support center, business partner team, accounting, some other FAQs that can be found in this portion as well. So again, please take some time, make sure you're getting logged into your exhibitor dashboard. And if you're having any challenges, reach out to us so we can make sure that you are on track and set up to succeed for ILTACON. All right, next I want to kick it over to Ian so he can talk us through badge assignment.
Thank you, Jessica. First of all, my name is Ian. I will be working with many of you on site should you have any questions regarding tech liaison or some sort of support. I will also be the lead tech person working with you on Bizzabo and Click, which will be both our mobile app and lead retrieval provider. In front of us, we see comp benefits. So comp benefits is available from that front page that Jessica was showing us for the exhibitor dashboard. And as you can see, this is the system that will allow you to assign your representatives of your company, your firm, or if you're a third party authorized, assign the folks that you were working for to receive free admission to ILTACON. This is available, of course, from the event in our registration platform, and you are able to select that by selecting the click here to start in the middle of that page. Now, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and walk through a demonstration live. So as you can see here, I am, of course, showing the exhibitor dashboard page, and you will see a few things that are very important for you to check first. Number one, make sure that you check the amount of benefits that you see from the platform. You'll be able to know immediately by the first glance, you will see the available comp registrations in your platform and let you know how many of your current allotment will be available. So make sure that you check that and verify. And of course, contact us at support if you see a discrepancy. Badges can only be allocated to employees of your company. They cannot be allocated to anyone outside of your company. And of course, if you have some sort of alternative arrangement that you might need to discuss, make sure that you reach out to your business partner representative. And of course, if you do need to add a new representative, I will walk through that too, but we can do that directly from the platform. You do not need to reach out to anyone to add a new person. And of course, you're not really required to use all your benefits when you first visit this page. You can come back later and assign the remaining allotment to the people that you need to. But please be aware that be mindful of the timing of your comp benefit assignments. It is not possible for you to reassign your own comp benefit. We would need to do that on the background. Please make sure that you contact accounting@iltanet.org for any assistance with that. So I'm going to go ahead and start, but I'm going to go in directly to the event. And as you can see here for my demonstration, I have given myself one allotment. And for that current allotment, I'm going ahead and just going to register myself. So I can come in and say submit comp registrations, and I will see a section below where I'm able to add a member of my team. And as I see here, I'm going to go ahead and select review. And then, of course, I'll get a little bit of information about creating a voucher and then the confirmation emails that will be sent out to that representative. And then this voucher will, of course, lock in that contact to be able to use this. So you select I agree, submit your invitation to that person. Now, it just so happens that I am the person. So you will see that something changes here from register now. The person that you've just assigned will see a different message that says that you are now eligible for a comp registration for this event. And when I come in to select register now, the ticket selection will already be there. So if your representative happens to be walking through registration and they get to the first section and it doesn't have a ticket selection already made for them, it means that they do not have a comp benefit assigned to them, which is something you are able to work through with them on your side. Unless you need assistance, then of course, reach out to us. Now, let's just say that person doesn't exist inside of the platform right now. No problem. If you go from the My Organization button within your ILTA Connect platform, you will see that there's an Add Contact button. And then from there, you are able to add this person and then create the corresponding user account that will help them be able to walk through the registration process. Now, one thing that I really want to make certain that you understand is that it is imperative for them to register for the sake of our documentation. So once a registration comp benefit has been assigned, it does not automatically equate that they have been registered. Please have that person using the email that was sent to them, visit that and go in and assign their own registration. Make sure they fill out the forms, and then they will be fully good to go at that point. And of course, if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to use the chat or ask any questions following this at support@iltanet.org.
Thank you, Ian. Just piggybacking on what Ian said, we really cannot stress how important it is for you to communicate to your team that they need to go in and register. Again, even though you've assigned the comp benefit, they are not technically registered. Not only is this going to help us throughout the planning process before ILTACON, but once we're on site, we really, help us reduce lines on site. If people haven't registered, it really can kind of clog up the registration lines. People now have to go and see somebody else in order to walk through the registration process instead of just simply coming in, checking in, and getting their badge. All right, we're going to switch gears over to housing. We're pleased, obviously, our hotel block is going to be at the Gaylord Opryland. Housing is currently open. It will close July 11th. In order to book your housing, another reason why it's really important for people to be actually registering once you assign those comp benefits is that once their registration is complete, they will receive an email, and in that confirmation email will be the link and an access code in order for them to book their hotel rooms. I know some of you will want to set up a small block of rooms for your company, and that's totally fine. You can do that by submitting a sub-block request form for groups of 10 or more. Now, sometimes people will reach out if they don't quite have 10 rooms. If you have special circumstances, anything along those lines, still feel free to drop it in that sub-block request form so our housing team can get back with you and make sure that you're all set and your needs are being met for ILTACON. Keep in mind with those sub-blocks, if we're holding aside rooms for you, there will be a deadline. Going to be 2 to 3 weeks, depending on when your form is submitted and how close we are to that cutoff. But basically, this will allow you to book. I'll hold aside those rooms, and it'll give you 2 or 3 weeks to book them. Anything that's not used at the end of that deadline will be released back into general inventory. And the rooms in those sub-blocks can be booked individually through a link. We can set up a custom link for you, or you can provide a rooming list. Note that suites and upgrades are not available for purchase through our housing platform. You'll need to speak with your business partner representative about purchasing an upgrade if that's something you're interested in. And also billing. It's very important to note that there is a non-refundable one-night room and tax deposit collected at the time of booking for all reservations. Now, if you set up a sub-block, obviously you're not providing a form of payment right then and there. That's another reason why we have that 2 to 3 week deadline to make sure that we're actually utilizing those rooms, but we don't want to penalize you for them if you maybe don't pick up 1 or 2. So yes, we will have that non-refundable one-night room and tax deposits collected on all reservations. You can expect to see that come off of your credit card or debit card within 7 business days of booking. Some of you may need to pay for the deposits with a corporate card or set up master billing for all of your rooms. In that case, reach out to us at housing@iltanet.org so we can get you connected with the hotel for a credit card authorization form. Room rates start at $249 plus tax and resort fee, which is a total of $313.81 per room night. There are limited atrium views available on the platform. Those start at $309 a night plus that tax and resort fee. Your resort fee does include a lot of great items. You've got sunrise yoga daily for 2 guests, a shuttle to and from the inn at Opryland and Opry Mills Mall, which is a great mall right next to the resort. There's a shuttle transportation scheduled to the Grand Ole Opry and General Jackson Showboat performances. You've got daily range access for 2 guests, resort-wide internet, local and long distance calls, bottled water, fitness center, and a daily credit of up to $10 towards dry cleaning. Finally, one more reminder, since it's kind of a new policy this year, is just of that non-refundable deposit. So please make sure that you're not booking rooms unless you're sure that you're going to need them, because we don't want to see you be charged for this deposit if you don't really need it. All right, getting into some save the dates. We've got all of our dates here listed for our future ILTACONs through 2031. We'll be bouncing between Nashville, Maryland, and Orlando, 3 areas that we absolutely love, and we can't wait to see you there. And then some important reminders. We see this every year, and these scammers are getting more intelligent, but it is very important to be aware that, number one, we are not using a third-party housing company. If you get a request or an email or a call now even from somebody saying, hey, we're the housing manager for ILTACON, that absolutely is not true. Please do not book through them. We have no clue if those rooms are even able to be honored, considering we have a buyout of the Gaylord Opryland. So please don't fall prey to those. And then additionally, anyone soliciting attendee lists, absolutely not going to come. We have our schedule on which we will distribute those. Anybody else outside of ILTA claiming to have access to that is not true. So again, just be aware and let us know. Feel free to report it to us if you receive any solicitations like this. All right, I know we covered a lot of information today. Again, go to your exhibitor dashboard, familiarize yourself with it, reach out to your BP team or your housing team or the support team. We're here to make sure that you have a fantastic experience at ILTACON. We're so pleased with the support from our business partners. We could not have this event without you. So thank you from all of us. But I do want to open it up to any additional questions that may not have been answered through our webinar. I think everything in the Q&A tab has been taken care of, but wanted to give it just a minute for people to drop in any additional questions they may have. As a reminder, this video is being recorded, so we will distribute the recording of this in about a week. And we'll make sure that everybody has access to it. All right, looks like Jan just said, do you have a vendor for overhead banners? The banners can be purchased through FedEx. That's going to be the company you'll want to go through. And we have the specs for those as well. And then the rigging will need to go through Encore. So it looks like Ashley is getting back with you. You can work with your BP representative, and we'll make sure we have you in touch with the appropriate people. Anything else? Oh, and GES. Thanks, Ashley. GES can also produce those overhead banners. All right. Well, I will go ahead and close out. As always, the ILTA team is here to support you, so reach out with any questions you have. Again, thank you and have a great rest of your week.